what makes a film timeless? The American Film Institute asked that question to hundreds of cinema experts, and their answers shaped a list that defines American movie making. Today, we're counting down 10 films that didn't just entertain, they changed everything. And the number one pick, it almost never made it to theaters. Number 10, The Wizard of Oz. A Kansas farm girl, a tornado, and a pair of ruby slippers. The 1939 classic nearly broke its studio with elaborate sets and pioneering Technicolor effects. Production was grueling. Cast members suffered injuries. Toxic makeup sent one actor to the hospital, and the film initially lost money. But television transformed it into an annual event, introducing new generations to its fantastical world. Now it stands as proof that sometimes the biggest risks create the most enduring magic. Number 9. Vertigo audiences in 1958 didn't know what to make of Hitchcock's psychological thriller. Too strange, too slow. It disappeared quickly. But decades later, critics rediscovered its brilliance. That innovative dolly zoom technique became a filmmaking staple. The spiraling obsession at its core felt more relevant with time. By 2012, Sight and Sound declared it the greatest film ever made. Sometimes audiences need distance to recognize genius. #8. Schindler's List. Spielberg waited years before feeling ready to tell this story. He insisted on black and white when studios demanded color. Filming at actual locations with Holocaust survivors present, he created something beyond entertainment, a historical document. That lone splash of red became cinema's most discussed color choice. 7 Academy Awards followed, but the real achievement was creating a film that refuses to let history fade. Number 7. Lawrence of Arabia. David Lean spent over a year filming in brutal desert conditions. Equipment failed constantly. Heat overwhelmed cast and crew. But Lean's obsessive perfectionism paid off. Omar Sharif's entrance alone took an entire day to capture the right light. The nearly 4-hour epic redefined what large-scale filmmaking could achieve. No shortcuts, no compromises, just pure cinematic ambition. Number 6. Gone with the Wind. Real sets burned. Hundreds auditioned for Scarlet. Directors were fired mid-production. The 1939 epic was chaos behind the scenes, but triumph on screen. It still holds the all-time ticket sales record and won 8 Oscars. Hattie McDaniel's historic win came with the indignity of segregated seating. The film remains controversial for its portrayal of the South, yet its technical achievement and cultural impact are undeniable. Number 5. Singin' in the Rain. Gene Kelly performed that iconic dance number with a 103-degree fever. Debbie Reynolds had never danced professionally before. Her feet bled during training. Donald O'Connor hospitalized himself perfecting his physical comedy. This 1952 musical about Hollywood's transition to sound became the greatest musical ever made through sheer determination. What looks effortless on screen was earned through pain and perseverance. Number 4. Raging Bull Scorsese was done with films when De Niro convinced him to direct this boxer biopic. De Niro gained 60 pounds for later scenes. The black and white boxing sequences feel visceral and claustrophobic. You experience every brutal punch. Initial audiences stayed away from its darkness. Critics were divided, but its reputation grew until it became required viewing for understanding American cinema. Number 2. The Godfather Coppola faced constant threats of firing. The studio hated his casting choices. Brando was considered washed up. Pacino too unknown. Executives complained the cinematography was too dark. But Coppola's vision won out. That whispered intensity, those shadowy interiors, the slow-building tension, it redefined crime cinema. The film that almost wasn't became the standard against which dramas are measured. Number 1. Citizen Kane. a 25-year-old with no film experience got complete creative control. Orson Welles used that freedom to attack one of America's most powerful men. William Randolph Hearst tried to destroy the film, banning ads, threatening theaters, attempting to buy and burn the negative. His efforts only amplified interest. Welles pioneered techniques now considered basic: deep focus, non-linear storytelling, ceiling shots. The film that one mogul tried to erase became the one every film student must watch. These 10 films faced disasters, doubts, and sometimes outright hostility. Yet they endured. They evolved from commercial projects into cultural touchstones. Subs